Well, greetings, Introduction to Business students. This is Mr. Doucette, and I will be your instructor for the next 18 weeks here online for Chaffey College, teaching Business 10, Introduction to Business. And I just wanted to do a quick little video introducing myself, as well as showing you how to log into Canvas and how to navigate around our course. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here I am. And I've been teaching at Chaffey College since 2017, and I am full-time at Norco College, but I still teach classes at Chaffey, and it's always an honor to do that. As far as this class goes, this is a full 18-week class online, and so there will be, we'll just cover Introduction to Business. We'll cover every different area of business. We'll talk about marketing. We'll talk about operations, we'll talk about human resources, we'll talk about finance, all the different areas of business. So you'll get a well-rounded idea of what business is all about, how it functions, and you may, in the process of going through each of these modules, you might come to the understanding or realization that you really like a certain area. And so you may want to specialize later on in that particular area, maybe human resources or marketing or whatever. But what I'd like to do in this video is first, again, introduce myself, which I did, and I also want to show you how to log into Canvas if you've never done that before. It's not going to be exactly the same for you as it is for me because I'm already in the system. But if you come to the Chaffey homepage, as you can see on the screen behind you, Chaffey College homepage, and just select My Chaffey Login. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to log in. Now, there are certain credentials. I'm already in the system, so it automatically logs me in. In this case, for you, it's going to step you through some processes, and I believe it's your email address is your username, and it's either your birth date or your student ID. I'm not sure, but there's usually a little help button when you go to log in that'll tell you what the credentials are for you to log in. And then once you log into My Chaffey, it won't look, it'll look similar to this, but I'm faculty, so I have a little bit more options than you have. And then you'll want to select Canvas right here. I believe there may be on the home page, let me just go back, there may actually be a link to Canvas on the home page. Let me just go there real quick and see if there is. I think there's one here. Let's see. Oh, no, not there. Okay, well, so there's not. So My Chaffey login is how you get in. And once you get in there, then it's going to ask you. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and select Canvas in this menu. The other option is you could type chaffey.instructure.com. And if you notice, well, it's not showing right now, but once I log in, it'll be up on the top here. So you can also type that, chaffeyinstructure.com. I'm going to go ahead and log in using my credentials. And this is where it says right here, having trouble logging in, change passwords or whatever, you can find out. It says right here is students log in with your first and last initial, and then your Chaffey ID is your password. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and it's going to ask me for a two-factor login, and then that'll bring me to Canvas. Now, this is what we call the dashboard. All the classes that you're currently taking will be listed in here. In my case, all the classes I'm currently teaching. So for spring, I'm teaching Business 10 and Business 88. So this is Business 10. So you will only see Business 10 if that's the only class you're taking, if it's the only business class you're taking. So go ahead and select that, and then that's going to bring you to our Canvas homepage. So for our class, so notice it's spring 2025, and then this is a little table I put together to kind of help students navigate around the course. The 4 blue circles with the numbers are the 4 modules that this class is divided into. There's a syllabus button here to the left, so if you ever want to view the most current syllabus or download it, you can. There's a link to the book. By the way, this class is a free or zero-cost textbook class, which means you don't pay for it. It's all free. It's online, so you can select this. It'll bring you to, I believe, a homepage where you can download a PDF or you can read it online. You also can read it in Canvas here, and I'll show you that in a minute. There's a help button if you ever need to get a hold of me. All my contact information is in there, as well as the contact information for the help desk and Canvas. And then there's an office hours link. Now, I do not have any formal office hours for Chaffey College. However, if we do set up a meeting, there's a link in that folder where you can go in, and then that's the link that you would use to connect with me via Zoom. So, and I certainly will set up a meeting with you if you need to go over any questions or concerns you might have in the course. I believe there's also a forum here when you click the help button that will allow you to ask questions. You just click reply right here, and you can ask questions of other students or myself, and I'll check that periodically, typically more towards the beginning of the session. Anyway, the main thing you want to do here, however, is click start here, because that's going to show you the various steps that you need to take. And so here's a little welcome from me. There's a bio link there if you want to learn about my background. Talks about what kind of class this is, what the textbook is. If you want to access the textbook, you can also click this link here, and that'll bring you to the textbook. It shows you how to navigate the course if you're not using a computer, but maybe your phone or a tablet. And then it gets into the list of what you need to do to get started. So certainly read the syllabus. Make sure you understand what's required in the course. Watch the welcome video, which you're doing right now. And then your first assignment is due on the first Sunday of this class. So in this case, January 19th, but the first Sunday, you have to have the first assignment completed to remain in the course. So if you do not complete that assignment, you will be dropped on Monday. So make sure you complete this right away, and you can click right here, mandatory check-in assignment. It'll take you to the assignment and you can complete it. It's really just introducing yourself, etc. And then to get started on your coursework, you're just going to select module 1 right here, or you can select the blue module number 1 circle on the home page. And then here's also a schedule of the entire session as far as all the assignments and when they're due and all that, so you can see it there. So that's pretty much it for the start here button. Then just go to the home button again, or select module number 1, and you can get started. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you notice, there's dates below each of the modules. So that tells you what you should be working on based on dates. So starting in module 1, which is in this case 113 to 29, that's what you'll be working on, everything in this module. So go ahead and select that, and that's going to bring you to the modules page on module 1, week 1. There is some other little helpful things up here getting started. There's a how to be successful, how to use or understand the textbook, getting started with Canvas. If you don't know how to use Canvas, there's some links in here to help you learn. And then there's also some tech services and computer resources that you might want to look at. But as far as the coursework goes, then you're just going to get started. So you can start reading the textbook by clicking Introduction here. And you can actually read it right here in Canvas. It's actually linked to the online. So you can read it either in here, and then when you get to the bottom, just click Next, or you can click Next here. Either one brings you to the next page. So if you select that, it'll bring you to the next page. And you can just read the textbook right here in Canvas, or if you want to download it to your phone or whatever, that's fine. But you're welcome to do that, and that'll get you through. And then basically the way I've laid out the course here is you have a README section, so that's the book, and I also include the PowerPoint slides. And then you have your coursework for week number 1. So here's all the assignments that you need to complete in week number 1. The first one is an SLO pretest. This just lets me know what you know already about business. And so it's 10 or 20 questions, just generic questions on business. You get 10 points no matter how you do. Then there's the initial mandatory check-in assignment, which I talked about a minute ago. You got to complete that by the first Sunday of the class. And then you have your first homework assignment, which is me giving an explanation on what is the heart of business. And it's a video I recorded during COVID. So I'm wearing a mask, but I'm writing it on the board. So I want you to kind of basically do the same thing. There's a document you download, and you're going to complete it, and you're going to submit that. And it talks about what's the heart of business. And then you have your first quiz on chapter 17. So we're starting at the end of the book because it's a chapter on your career in business. So it's kind of an introductory chapter in the sense of what can you do with a business degree. So I want you to read that chapter and then take the quiz, and that is week number 1's work. And then each week you'll be basically doing the same thing. There's about 1 chapter per week. So you're going to read the chapter. You're going to do a check-in assignment every week. There's a check-in assignment, and this is basically 3 or 4 questions out of the chapter of content that I think is important for you to make sure you understand and know. I'm not asking you to give me your opinion, just give me what the textbook says. So this requires you to get into the textbook and use the textbook and answer questions. There's going to be a homework assignment every week as well. relevant to the chapter content. And this is kind of an outside assignment that will kind of solidify a very important truth or concept of business. And then you have a quiz every week for the chapter that you read. So next week is going to be chapter 1. And then next week you'll start your first discussion post. Now you have the entire module to complete the discussion post. So in this case, about 4 to 5 weeks. So you don't have to do it right away, but the idea here is you're having a discussion with other students. So you're going to watch a TED Talk video or read an article. You're going to answer some questions, and then you're going to view and comment on other students' answers, and that creates a dialogue that you'll have with them. So that's pretty much how every week is laid out. When you get to the final week in Module 1, there'll be an exam. Then you'll start all over with Module 2, the very same format. You'll have a new discussion post, but you'll have a check-in assignment and a homework assignment and a quiz every week. And I promise you'll enjoy. The homework assignments aren't meant to be laborious. They're meant to be very instructive, and I feel like they really are. And you'll learn a lot from doing those homework assignments. There is a lot of homework assignments in the class. I think something like 14 of them, and the same with quizzes. And I will drop some of your lower scores at the end of the class so that I'll only keep the higher score. So if you end up missing 1 or 2 of the homework assignments or quizzes, it won't affect you too bad. But ideally, you want to get 10s on all of those, and that'll give you the best chance of getting an A in the class. So, all right, well, that's pretty much it for my welcome video. You can be watching for future videos from me explaining the assignments for the week. I communicate pretty much solely through email, so make sure you check your Chaffey email regularly. I email at least twice a week, and with any updates or things that you need to know, reminders. So make sure you're checking your email at least weekly to see what's going on in the class. And if I have any concerns or issues, I will communicate with you via email. Have a great semester, everyone. I look forward to it. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Until next time.